Marcus Rashford. That is a special one.
Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the United Hour. With me, I've got Robert, you got the man Greg B, and I am your host tonight, Devin. Guys, how's everything with you?
Cold,
Cool,
wet, but we're here.
Yes.
Oh yeah, me too.
Mm.
I hope the weather's treating you a little better this time. I know the Miami has not had the nicest of weather these last few days, weeks.
It's cold. It's cold out here today. I'm bringing
yeah,
in also. I'd like to welcome onto the show as well, Courtney. Courtney,
Good afternoon,
good evening.
gentlemen. On this wet and cold Thursday afternoon.
Yes.
You and Greg steal your scripts together because you said identical things together as well.
And for those who know Trinidad and Tobago, I spent an hour and a half trying to reach from City Gate to the Hall of Justice today.
Oh, you were not?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, gosh.
Yo,
Son?
I do not miss trips going into Port of Spain to get to Chagall anymore. I'm so glad those days are over for me.
Yeah. I was most upset.
Yeah.
But let's get to the matter at hand today.
Yes.
So you hosted or me, Courtney?
Yeah, boy,
You wanna
Devin.
take over? I'll put you at top screen if you want.
No.
There you go.
No. You're the man with the hat.
Hey.
But Devin,
What?
I have a question.
This?
Though. I seen the Cantona that looking like the George Best, but clearly we're missing something because it had another photo that was quite prominent in the background. But
Correct. There was, but in light of recent events, our giveaway has changed from the one that was behind me to this one that is back here right now.
All right, okay.
So,
Well, cool. Well, I'll have it. On a free. Amen.
so
How
with that
about
being
no?
said, with that being said, we have changed the requirements for our giveaway now. Good afternoon to Mr. Martin Phillip as well. So now I know we said we were looking for 10,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the season. We have changed that number from 10,000 to 2,000 subscribers. And once we get to that 2,000 Martin subscribers, we will be giving away this signed, authenticated, framed Eric Cantona poster, just as it is.
All right.
So you can sit there, you can pop
Respect
your
for the
collar,
team.
you can worship it, do everything as well. So enjoy. Good afternoon to Big Phil. Saying Piers Morgan is doing an interview with Paul Pogba as well. Who cares?
Hey, let's talk about relevant people. Thank you very much.
Exactly. So, gentlemen, obviously today was part 2 of this bombshell interview. So, what are your
Bombshell.
opinions about it so far? What do you think overall? You think that he's a villain that he is portraying? Or so you think he's the victim he's portraying? You think he's the villain that everybody's making out to be in the press? What say all of you? Courtney, you can go first.
My take on it is you need to move, mash, bust out, ride out, and go from here. That is the things that I can say on a public forum. That is not what I really want to say, but that's what I can say.
Keeping it family friendly, are we? Keeping it
Correct.
family friendly.
As he basically just destroyed his entire legacy at Man United. And my thing is, at the end of the day, if it is that you really and truly wanted to leave, the Bozeman transfer ruling gives you options. You could have chosen to tell the club, look, I'm breaking my contract. You all no need to pay me. And then go with your agent and find yourself a new club. But you want the club to pay off. And you want to get a cutout because I'm assuming that his agent is going to get a cutout of whatever the transfer fee would have been. Now you've totally destroyed whatever good standing they had in the dressing room by the actions that you've taken. There's no way. I'm sorry. If I'm a youth player in Man United setup right now, looking at Ronaldo, there's no way I can respect you because you didn't respect me as a teammate. If you had a grievance with what was being done or what was supposedly being done to you, then air grievances with the coach. But I don't know. I might be judging him a little bit too harshly.
Greg B, what say you?
Cristiano Ronaldo is a giant crybaby. The man basically wants people to be yes men around him. And that is a problem for me because I get it. You're a great player. You're one of the greatest players that has ever graced a football pitch. But have some decency, damn it. I get it. You're upset because you're not getting game time. You're upset because you're not playing games. You feel like the manager is not utilizing you like you would like to. But there's a reason for that. And the issue I have is that lack of accountability for your performances and for your lack of form. You have nobody to blame for that but yourself, I believe. I can't see any kind of way where he seems to play himself as a victim. He keeps saying that Ten Hag has disrespected him. But you're yet to express how. What has he said? What has he done that gives you any kind of idea that you should feel disrespected? The only person who I see any sign of disrespect has come from was Ronaldo himself. He put in a transfer request. He missed preseason. He had George Mendes actively looking for clubs. I'm yet to see anything here that Ten Hag has done. One second.
While Greg is fixing his problems, Robert.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. You finished? Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, this. I have two sides to this, right? I have two sides to this. There is his side. There's the club side. To me, his side. If you wanted to go and do the interview, fine, no problem. You are Ronaldo. You have worked for 20 plus years to get to the point that you are. Cool, no problem. You chose to do it with Piers Morgan. That's my issue. The man could have gone to the
Strike
BBC.
one.
He could have gone to CNN. Go by Anderson Cooper and do it. Go by
Fabrizio Romano.
They would outrun him like a dog.
No. No. You would have. Fabrizio Romano would have happily say, come, yes, come, as money. You know what I'm saying? If it's one thing like the man said that was true, money. He is box office. How many people didn't stop? The world stopped to watch that interview. It did. Because I know where I was. I was sitting down doing my work and watching Ronaldo interview. Right? The world stopped for the interview, right? And that is true. The man could have chose other avenues to do it, but so be it. But to me, the villain also, to me, is the club, because we should have never been in this position in the first place. Now, I have said it before and I'll say it again. Last year when he came back, Greggy was there. I mean, Devin, you was there. Courtney, you weren't there, but I cursed Ronaldo last year for even thinking of going to City. I did. And when he did come to us, I was so happy. Right? I was so happy. I went and I bought my jersey. I did. I bought it one time. Right? But the reality is that the club played us in my mind. Ronaldo, yes, he betrayed us. Yes, he did. He said what he said, right? But in my mind, the real victim, the real villain on all of this, at the end of the day, is to the Glazers. Those people who brought him back here. Now, he did have a choice. You chose to come and sign back here. You knew what was going on here. You can't come and tell me that you didn't know, because you knew. Right? You can't tell me, well, I didn't know that the bathrooms was the same. You are Ronaldo. You could have hired somebody to walk in the back and see what's going on, right? Correct? Am I wrong? So something could have.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Right. I mean, if you are Ronaldo, right, you have your pick of choices at that time. If you wanted to come back to Manchester, you should have make sure to hire some people to come and say, hey, what really going on in this club? You know, but my my only hope for this whole thing that the man interview does one thing and that it blows up the whole circus that is my club. I want this interview to do that. That way, the Glazers will have to make, for the first time, a proper footballing decision. Get rid of Ronaldo. And then hopefully this fiasco, right, would tell these people to never ever think about bringing no Mbappe, no Neymars, no Griezmanns,
No Harry Kane.
no these people who have problems. Don't bring these people to this club. That is what they bring. They bring problems. They bring issues, right? And I as much as Ronaldo is a villain, and he is, I still say the real villain in all of this is still the owners, still the club. The club embarrassed me. The club. You understand?
Robert, let me ask you something. This is the old saying my father used to say. Which one's easier to move, the man or the tractor?
For the man.
In this case, Ronaldo's the man, the Glazers are the tractor.
Right. But my hope is that when he moves, right, and right after they move with him. Because okay,
Yep.
if this, right, if this does nothing, right? God forbid, no, God forbid, January comes around and he's still here. Then what?
You'll be
I
setting the under 21s and shining pine for them too.
You think so? I don't think so. Because I can tell you one thing, right? I don't trust these owners. I don't trust. I don't trust
there's
those
no way in
owners.
hell.
Oh,
There's no way in hell Ten Hag's
so you
gonna
tell
let
me-
him get back into that.
No. Ten Hag, no. Again, these owners have been shown numerous times. Van Gaal came here and the owners told him what to do. Jose came here and the owners told him what to do. Ole came here and the owners told him what to do. Ten Hag came here and the owners told him what to do.
Why
you
would
really
you say
think Ten
that?
Hag is another yes man? You think Ten Hag's
No.
another yes man?
I'm not saying that he's a yes man. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that Ten Hag, right, may have some level of control. But if those men come and say, hey, this is our asset, as far as they're concerned, not us, not Ronaldo, them. Remember, to them, he is an asset. He makes them.
Well, you can't be considered
money.
an asset if it's working against you now.
Correct. I don't
No.
think that his jersey sales have dropped.
Exactly.
Well, you may say so, okay, fine, but we may say so, fine, yes, right? But I keep going back to the years of madness that has been going on, right? How could you be running a club at a debt and still making money? Unless they know something that I don't know and you don't know.
Well, that's not hard to explain. That it's simple maths. The reason why the club is in debt is because they borrowed against the club.
Right.
So on the
And they're
balance,
still taking out dividends on top of that.
correct.
Right.
All right. Well, before we get into that, I know this question was asked a little while ago. Good afternoon to Jesus. He's asking for a quick summary of part 2. So basically, it starts off where he's asked about walking out from preseason. Ronaldo took as he thought about the Spurs game. He said he kind of regrets it now, but at the same time, he was not the only player that walked out during that preseason game. All right, fair. In my opinion, fair enough. He's right there. He wasn't the only one, but it seemed like he was the only one that people spoke about. Okay, whatever. I agree. move on to the Spurs game. This time he said he kind of feels bad about it, but he also said he felt disrespected by Ten Hag for it. And this is where the whole "if he doesn't respect me, I don't respect him" quote came from. He brought up about his daughter being sick, and that's why he missed the preseason. They spoke on about Sir Alex as well, and they basically said that he hadn't talked to Sir Alex for about a month, but Sir Alex is usually on his side for everything. With that being said, I don't know about this. They've been spoken for a month. Asked about retirement plans, asked about if he's going to have a good World Cup. But overall, I do not think it was as blockbuster as people made it out to be for this one. Just wanted to give a quick synopsis for Jesus there. Good afternoon to Sheldon as well, too.
But I have a question
Carry
to
on
the
with the
panel.
conversation.
I have a question to the panel. Does anybody in here think that Sir Alex would have backed him doing that interview?
It depends.
If
On
Sir
what-
Alex was the current
it
manager,
depends. I don't know.
No, I
I
will
don't
say I will say no, because look at what happened when
Yeah.
Roy Keane did his interview.
I was about to go to that.
I don't know. Okay, but
If he-
are you
if-
saying that
If Sir
it
Alex
is
was the
him
no,
now?
listen, Robert, let me just say this: if Sir Alex was the current manager of Manchester United, Cristiano Ronaldo would have been shown the door.
Okay, no, but but are you saying it is in this same environment, right? The same exact environment where we are right now. The same owners, the same Glazers.
Even
and
if
everything, right?
even I don't, and I honestly knowing, and no, I don't know the man personally, but based on the persona that has been shown to us over the last 20 how much ever years that Sir Alex has been managing Manchester United,
Yeah.
I am of the firm belief that Sir Alex did not know that he was going to do that type of interview, because he would have get cussed from here to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yeah, I 100% believe that too. And it goes along with the same quote that we've heard for years and we've all tried to say it. When the player thinks they're bigger than the club, they have to go.
Exactly.
You
But
look
then-
at
but then-
the likes of players that Sir Alex sent out, and all of us question why. David Beckham. Obviously, the whole thing came out when obviously he got kicked in the face with the boot, and he said when he showed up the next day with the bandage to highlight that actually happened, Sir Alex was like, "Okay, gotta go." Van Nistelrooy was another one where he tried to talk down to the manager because he wouldn't let him compete for his golden boot, and I think it was because he also didn't get to start a cup final. You look at Jaap Stam, he was sent out early. Roy Keane, obviously, because of the interview. So there's been big names that he sent out as well too.
Yeah.
So
There was
and-
another-
but
another-
overall,
by the
it's
way,
like,
also-
one thing-
Yeah,
Go ahead, Redby.
Okay, all right.
So it's what I was gonna say when you look at this interview though overall, my biggest problem with everything about this interview was the fact that he said he does not respect the current manager. How is that manager supposed to have a commanding presence in the dressing room after that if he gets to stay? Because that's just showing disrespect. I mean, I think Ten Hag has to take a stance now. Because if you allow that's when you allow the little things to creep in before. And that it's kind of like it reminds me of like how Moyes lost the dressing room so quickly when I can't remember who was it that he was he said some quote to a Premier League winner about you need to watch this player for how to play.
Yeah,
And
I know
and-
it was. It was Rio Ferdinand. He was saying that how he needed to watch tapes of Phil Jagielka.
What?
So
Yeah,
exactly.
They-
So it's
Rio
just-
Ferdinand
it's
was
like-
doing an
it's like-
interview. Let me put it like this. Rio Ferdinand was doing an interview after Moyes had already left and he had retired from football. He said that when Moyes came in, he
Greg,
said that he
Greg,
needed to watch chips. What's that?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I was not saying,
I'm saying he
the
needed.
operating on dial-up now.
You understand
Just
that
saying
thing?
now,
Like you
bro.
was there when they bring it to know. I'm telling. Anyway,
What you saying?
so-
I had that kind of age, you know. I just look young at that.
right. Anyway, so what he was saying is that when David Moyes was speaking to him, he said he needed to watch clips of Phil Jagielka and Rio Ferdinand was perplexed because I'm like, why would I need to watch video clips of somebody who doesn't even have as much Premier League experience as me, who's won less than me? It's like that was disrespectful. To this day, he has no love for David Moyes in any way whatsoever.
No.
Okay, Devin looks like he's frozen now.
Yeah. So the point above all else though is that Ten Hag has to show that he's the one in charge. And so the club has to take a proper stance on this. Now, what I am trying to figure out is, did Ronaldo do this on purpose to try and get the club to release him from his contract? Or as he claimed, he was looking out for, as he said, he wanted to do it to tell the fans how it really was. I'm like, I mean, the other issue that I have, the bigger issue of more than anything else, it seems that whenever United is doing something great, he always has to be the one in the spotlight, no matter what. We should be here talking about Garnacho and him coming off the bench, scoring that goal and celebrating that. But instead, we're still here talking about this. But we need to move on. We need to move on to our next topics now, which is the manager and player reactions. Now, we have not yet heard from Ten Hag about his reaction. I mean, we saw him at a coaches summit, and he seemed in good spirits there, just talking with the other ones. So I think that was a front as it was. But we did hear from Varane, and Varane did flat out say that obviously it affects
from Lindelof. Actually, what happened with Lindelof is when the Swedish press officer had to step in and tell them he would no longer be answering any questions on the Ronaldo issue. So it's bad. It's bad. I think whatever respect that he had in the dressing room, I don't think he has it anymore.
I mean, you could even look at obviously the interaction between him and Bruno in the Portuguese dressing room. I know they try to make it out to be a joke, but that body language to me says something completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but I for one, I mean, as I said, the reason why I am glad it happened, the interview happened, is that you do what you do and you blow up the whole shit. What I want to see is come January, you could move on, the club can move on, and the owners could move on right after that. You know, because I don't think, and it is me, I am just saying, I don't think that these owners would have had any they would have had no real reason to release the man. I think if the man had not done that interview and he had just been in the club, making us lose more points and doing whatever, I think they would have kept him just for the money. So I hope that this thing really pushes the owners on the board to really start making football.
Well, Albert, you were kind of going into our next section, which was the club's reaction to this. Mm-hmm. We're right now just kind of trying to focus on their reaction. Mm-hmm. So I guess we can combine the two into one now. But yeah, it was just more so. One of my biggest qualms about this is you flat out say the only players you think that are professionals in there were Dalot, Martinez, and Casemiro.
Yeah.
Like that right there, you just threw all your other teammates under the bus as well too. And then if you don't get sold now, and you have to come back into that dressing room, it's just this is. I know if you threw me under the bus like that, yeah, good luck getting any support from me for the rest of the time too. I mean, you didn't even mention Garnacho in there, which I mean, I can kind of understand. That guy idolizes you, like looks up to you like crazy, and then like you basically threw him under the bus. except for three players.
Oh, I don't know.
Let me put it to you like this. If he somehow finds a way to get back into that dressing room, it's gonna be a powder keg. The amount of cold looks, the amount of salt, the amount of like cut eye he's gonna get from half of that squad is gonna be embarrassing. There's somebody gonna fly and look to throw a boot at him or something, because I just don't see how him and the rest of that squad are gonna be able to coexist. There's no way. It doesn't make any kind of sense.
If he comes out and gives a public apology.
No. You see, you can't apologize, man. To me, there's no apology. Yeah. You're a big man.
In the words of One Republic, it's too late to apologize.
No, you do what you do, fine. Be a big man and say, you know what, I do. Right? That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
The
You
best
can't
possible
apologize
option
for it.
is
You can't.
they cancel the contract and let him leave on a free. Cut your losses, and because it's going to destabilize that the chemistry that we are now building back into the dressing room.
Yeah.
So my question now. Obviously, the January transfer window will not be open at the end of the World Cup. We still have a couple games to play between now and then. What would you do with Ronaldo during that time? You just suspend him, or you find some way? I know the club was stating that they were waiting for the full interview to come out before they decided to take any action. They're consulting with attorneys right now about it. They've already removed his picture from outside of Old Trafford. So, you didn't see that?
No, I saw it, but it was one of those pictures that I thought was, somebody photoshopped something into it, but now that you've confirmed it, well then, yeah.
No, that was real.
And so
that was
Martin
real.
Phillip asked, do you feel that the owners,
past and present number 7?
Martin Phillip is saying, do you feel that the owners will follow Liverpool lead and put the club up for sale? As of now, I don't.
No.
As long as the club is still managing their debts and they're still able to pull their dividends out, I think they don't care. No. Ronaldo said that. This is one of the things Ronaldo said. He was right, but then again, this was also very saying it. They're only in it for the marketing and making money. They don't care about the football. So as long as it's still making money for them, they're not going to sell.
But the interesting thing with that Liverpool sale is that FSG just ups and decided that they wanted to sell, because the club Liverpool isn't in financial trouble, so there's something else going on in the background.
The Super League. It's because the Super League did not happen, and they were banking on that. In my opinion,
but that's possible. But you see, again, and we've discussed this on the show here. American owners need to realize that that football culture is not like American sports. We want to see promotion and relegation. You have to earn the right to be in this top flight.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We all root, like we could use a classic example. That season when Leicester won, everybody jumped on the Leicester one bandwagon because why? They were the underdog and they played scintillating football and won the league. And that is the kind of stories that football is built upon. But we segue.
Correct.
Let's get back.
So if you are a player right now, let's say you're off at the World Cup right now. You're trying to focus on playing well for your country. You sit there, you have to do interviews, and instead of asking about preparations for your country and everything now, you're getting asked about questions about Ronaldo. How is that going to make you feel, aka what happened to Lindelof?
I would be upset about it. I would love to be in his group so I could hit him some kick. But outside of that, as a professional, you're going to be upset about it, but it's not about how you feel. The World Cup comes around once every 4 years. So it's really, you have to put that to the side and treat with what is in front of you.
Well, it's more so like I agree with everything you're saying. It's that when you try to come across and say that, the press will still find ways to continue to hound you about the questions, and eventually you're gonna get tired of hearing. Eventually, it might get into your head. You can say, "Yeah, I'm only focused on this right now. Deal with that when I get back to club." But this is World Cup. They'll still keep on asking repeatedly until somebody steps in. Even then, they'll still try and ask like one or two more questions about it. We know how the press gets on about this already. So.
Yeah, well, you just gotta stick to the line, no comment, and keep it moving.
And even if they don't try to find it from you, they're gonna try and get to somebody close to you to try and get that information out. Somebody might slip something or something along those lines.
But what group you in? It have any Man U players playing against him?
I'm not sure.
Portugal's group is which one again?
Let me check that real quick because I am not sure.
That's giving us work to do on this one here, but yeah.
Exactly.
When I gave him the piece of blade now, his own teammate can't blade it.
It looks like Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea.
Nah, boy. We not nobody
Well,
was.
Palestri fit.
Palestri.
Yeah, but
He don't play. He don't play.
Palestri shot a start now.
He don't
I was
matter.
looking for a short starter. That first, the first 10,
Palestri
15
play-
minutes of the game.
I
But
think
he
it's Uruguay.
Yeah, I don't think he's starting though. He's on the squad, but I don't think he's a starter. A confirmed starter.
Well, that's all. I mean, yeah, but that's the only one who he could really deal with in our group.
Yeah. No, I was hoping that it had somebody there, at least a defender or defensive midfielder. That in that first 15 minutes when the ref does Gabriel Blaise in the World Cup, take him a nice piece of blade and remind him now.
I find out you're well crew, you know.
How well?
These things right have a way to come back to bite you in the ass. I just letting you all know.
I hear
You
you.
can't put negativity out there. The next thing you know, a man take out Bruno and then all of a sudden we in shit. You understand? I'm just saying.
Robert, stop being a Ronaldo simp. Stop being a Ronaldo simp.
What do you mean a Ronaldo
Stop
simp?
being a Ronaldo simp.
How am I being how am I
Stop
doing
being a
that? Why?
Ronaldo simp.
No, how am I doing that? You tell me how am I doing that?
Because at the end of it, kind of like you're trying to. Well, I'm explaining. If you let me talk, I'll tell you. Basically,
Go
you're
ahead.
just trying to soften every blow so far. It's like, yo,
What's soften every blow?
Get it.
I don't understand.
I get it. You understand. You're trying to help us to understand. You're trying to help us to understand that the Glazers are mainly to blame, but you're trying away from just being only Ronaldo issues here. Understand that Ronaldo has to hold some responsibility here. Don't try to just shift it away. We all know the Glazers are the biggest issue here. I think it changes nothing.
I understand that. But my thing is,
I want you to stop being a Cristiano Ronaldo simp.
No, what?
That's what I want from you. Stop being a simp for the man.
What am I saying? Because we don't talk about Bruno, right?
Yeah.
What only my behavior?
And it is showing me
right
that your favorite
Ronaldo
so much that you
so again,
man is completely on shit.
So again, we come back down to the same thing again, right? So you come back down to the same thing that if a man have a different opinion, right? I am agreeing with everything that y'all are saying. What do you want me to say? Right? I just have different points of view to what you are
seeing the pain in your face. Seeing the pain in your face. I'm seeing the pain in your face.
I have no pain.
As much as you wanted to understand where we're coming from, it's like you just can't believe Ronaldo being this player right now. Don't try to sugarcoat it. You've literally got the man's jersey.
Yeah,
you literally have the man's jersey hung up behind you right now.
Why should I?
You've got two of them for crying out loud.
Right. Why should I? Why should I? Right? Good. No. Answer me this, right? No. Answer me this, right? No. Because again, it's the same thing, right? Why should I? Right? Why should I have to change my feelings for you? Everyone here knows I am a fan of Ronaldo.
It's called a stance of solidarity.
No.
It's called a stance of solidarity.
No. To who? To you? No, it's my no.
To everybody.
I don't need to be. I don't need to. I have my opinion like everyone else. Right?
Simp.
Agree,
Simp.
No, again, see, you want to live in a bubble.
So
right?
it's at the end of the day, the way that I look at it is, you could always say that you are a Ronaldo fan. I still personally believe he's one of the best players to ever play the game. With that being said, I'm a Manchester United fan first, and when you're doing something like damage the club, I will have an issue with that. And so I think that's kind of what Robert is trying to get across here as well. But he's still a fan of Ronaldo. It's just that what he's doing to the club is wrong.
I not see, I never said that only man wrong, You understand? But your thing again is again, I don't understand why I must agree with you. I don't see why I must say what you're saying. I don't understand that. Why, I don't understand that. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand how people have this way that now you must agree with me or else. I don't get that.
I never threatened you and said you gotta agree with me. You know? I just go. I
No,
just
but
go
Rob,
and let you
because
see it. There's a difference.
because you hear call my names. Have I called your name up to now? No, because because now you're personally attacking me right now. So I mean, have I called your name up to now? Have I? No, have I? Have I?
Somebody give Robert a tissue, please. Somebody give Robert a tissue.
I'm just saying, have I called you a name up to now? Answer the question, yes or no? No, yes or no, answer the question.
No, you haven't.
Yes. Thank you. So why you?
I just said no, you
being
haven't.
disrespectful to me, and I know, and my opinion. I never said that you were wrong. I agree with you. I agree. I'm just saying. I'm just saying my piece. That's all. That's all.
All right, sir.
All right.
It's okay.
Good afternoon to Carlton as well.
It's okay. Because
So also, Carlton, you're saying that you think that Ronaldo is a jerk on here, and I would not say a jerk. I would say entitled, and probably surrounds himself around yes men. But I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as to say a jerk, but I do believe he's coming across as very entitled, spoiled, and throwing a temper tantrum right now. But I don't know if I would go as far as to say. Hold on. So Carlton is saying last season you could tell the other players were not happy. The man divided the dressing room. When he scored, it was like a beauty contest where the other contestants have to pretend that they are happy for the. Good evening, President Chad. He's saying all I want in your feelings right now.
All right.
Not men, just robots.
I said before, right? And I'll say it again, right? I am big enough for us to have my opinions first and stand up here by myself and have them. I'm just saying. I could agree with all of you. You understand? But I can also see things from a different point of view as well. You know what I mean? So
fair enough, Robert. Fair enough.
So we could continue with this topic off air on this one, but we do need to keep up with the topics that we have to cover. We need to move on to inconsistencies in Ronaldo's story. I will start with one in particular. He claimed that City was actively approaching him. He was very close to signing, that Pep wanted him. And Manchester City even came out, was it yesterday or today? And flat out said that was not true.
Today.
And that says a lot, eh?
No.
That says no.
So the fact, it's just like the fact that even a rival club has to even answer to this right now, talking about another rival TV.
That's to tell you, that's to show you something. Normally in situations like that, clubs would generally tend to stay quiet. A rival club, if not Manchester United's biggest rival, second only to Liverpool, has categorically come out and say that they did not want him in their squad. What does that tell you? That says a lot. That, for me, speaks volumes. No, not even that. It means that what Ronaldo has done, City has said, nope, we want no part of that. You stay by your whole self, and whoever come out of this, that's on you. We're not putting our name down in that mud that you now put yourself in. That's what it said to me. Because under normal circumstances, a rival club wouldn't come out and say anything. They would just leave it like it's a rumor. But for City to put out a press release that denies their involvement, that's it. That speaks volumes. At least to me. I don't know if somebody else has a different view on it. But to me, no.
No, because I mean, the man does saying things, but again, it does go to
that doesn't strike me. Good, Rob.
Yeah. I mean, it does go to show. I mean, how damaging the whole thing was. You understand how damaging the whole interview was. Fact that again, like your rival team could come out and say, no, we were never there. We were never there. You understand? I mean, look, I will keep saying it, and I'll keep saying it, and I'll keep saying it. The man did the interview, and the interview did not work out the way how he thought it would. You know what I mean? Because you did it fine. Maybe it worked out for all of his fans who are not football fans, right? But for football fans, it didn't work out. For his name in football, it didn't work out. You understand? And then for teams to come out and say, we were not in talks with the man. We never asked for the man. The man did not come by us. We don't want the man. You understand? That to me, again, it just shows people are afraid of whatever shitstorm that coming after this. Teams are afraid of getting their piece of it. So they just saying from now, look, we wash our hands of the situation. You know, next month may come, things may change. But as it is right now, nobody wants a part of whatever is coming down the pipe. Nobody.
Robert, between me and you,
Yeah.
unless Ronaldo goes to the World Cup and wins the Golden Boot and lifts the trophy,
Yeah.
I don't see any big club in Europe touching him. He's now become radioactive.
Yeah. But I
Yeah, he's
I know it's the only person
almost in Antonio.
He's the only person.
Right now.
I've seen
You know who's
some
the only
weird
person who
things.
really wins in this situation?
Ooh. Ronaldo.
George
You know who's
Mendes.
the only person who really wins in the thing because of this interview? Piers Morgan.
Yeah, because they gave him some
Because
relevance.
he gets the...
That's some relevance.
Yeah. There's some man.
Exactly.
Pierce is a brilliant man. The man interviewed Tate first.
Brilliant. Okay.
Blow up. Boom. Man did Kanye. Boom. Ronaldo. Boom. Right now, Pierce right now is the guy. I mean, say
Okay.
what you want about the man, but the man knows how to bring the drama. Because if this was Anderson Cooper, you feel we'll be here talking about it? No. But Pierce is a man of bacchanal confusion.
No, well, Anderson would have asked a different type of question.
Yes, but it wouldn't be the bacchanal. You see, we love
Exactly.
bacchanal, dog. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the way how the man
Because
tweets
Anderson
every
Cooper-
piece now.
Anderson Cooper wouldn't massage the man's ego. And Anderson Cooper wouldn't massage the man's ego. That's the thing. Piers Morgan is doing just that. He get a pretty penny off of it.
No, but then you see,
Let's face it.
you see.
Robert, you saying that it because he got Kanye West, he get Andrew Tate, he get Cristiano Ronaldo. Ask him to get Meghan Markle, no?
Listen, man. And nothing in this world spicy me, you know.
Good evening to DJ Inferno as well.
She might go and do it. Nothing.
Yeah,
nothing
that's what I
spicy no
thought.
more, you know?
That's what I thought.
Nah. You see, I can't say that.
Who you, the two you like you ready to put on gloves and fight tonight, boy?
Who's that?
I've been gymming. I'll knock somebody out. Let's not do this today.
Nah.
Dog, listen to that. Wait. I don't understand. You know?
So the next inconsistency, which this one also kind of bothered me as well too.
Mhm.
You know, one of the fun parts now, especially with being the host, I can mute people when they're talking as well too. So, as I was saying, to go on with the next part of inconsistencies, which I was trying to discuss earlier, he was claiming that he did not feel supported as well at the time when his daughter was sick and all this other stuff, and he highlighted also when his son passed away as well, and how he received all this praise from the royal family, from Liverpool supporters, and he made it seem like United did not look out for him at all, which that could not be further than the truth, because you also think back to that time, there's reports of him and Mendes all saying about how grateful he really was at the time. So I don't get it, and it's just it like I said, it came off more as like a rant of like a whiny teenager in some instances where you're just trying to look for pity to make your story seem relevant. So I don't know about you all, but it did score any points for me.
I don't think the club could have supported him any more than they already did. because you literally missed the entire preseason. And hey, bearing a child as a parent is a very difficult thing. It is a very difficult thing. And I don't think anybody, at least anybody publicly, let me say that, was saying to him that he needed to come back in time. I think he was given grace up to what, the last game, which was the Spanish team, I think, that we played. Because we had 2 games back to back. We had a game, I think it was the Friday or the Sunday, or the Saturday and the Sunday, or something like that, where they played 2 different squads. So you literally were given the time.
I think it was Vallecano we played, and he walked out on that one.
Right. Now, again, if it is that as an adult and anybody who's in the working profession, if you needed more time to process death and grieve and whatever, you could have simply said to the management, look, guys, I am really not in a mental headspace. This has been a very traumatic thing for me and my family. I need more time. And the club probably would have granted you more time. But for you to come 2 months, 3 months later to now say that you didn't get the level of support that you were expecting, it's disrespectful to the club. But that's my take on it. I don't know if the other 2 gentlemen in the room have a different take.
Same. same. Because it didn't make sense. Because you can't come and say that you didn't get a preseason, because you did. You got the preseason. You got preseason. You got your time. Right? I understand you didn't tell the world what was going on with you. And the truth is, the world you don't owe the world anything, right? About your life. Cool. But you can't come and say you didn't get your time off. You did. Unfortunately, your time off for preseason impacted your work rate when you came back to the squad. These are facts. When you came back to the squad for those first 2 games, which to me, you should not have been on in the first place, because again, you had no preseason. You had no right to be there in those first 2 games, and you lost. Fine. You can't come and say that the club didn't give you time. I mean, I don't know what more time you wanted, or was it that the fact that you're finally realizing that, look, you're not who you were. You are where you are. Right? I understand. Though getting old is a scene. I get. Getting old is a scene. Fine. Everybody in the world will get old at some point in time. Right? You have to learn to accept that shit. Right? Learn to adapt to that shit and understand your place. The man could have understood his place. You take your place, you be on the bench, you act yourself. When you get up to speed, then cool, because the truth is, right, last season, right, you were scoring goals. Last season, you were doing things. So you can't come and say, well, this season, is disrespectful. No, you can't, because last season you were playing. So now this season and the truth is, football is unfortunately a very unforgiving sport. It is what have you done for me lately, not last year, not last month, right now. And right now, you're not doing anything. So you can't come and say that now old men pushing you out. That to me made no sense. The reality is that players were pushing you out because you yourself couldn't push yourself to get yourself back in. And you're vexed. Well, but instead you just take your damn, just take your ego. And no, I understand. And I could understand. You are who you are, cool, and you feel as though you're young, but you're not. Just take yourself at yourself and just be on the bench and chill out. Right now, you'd have been cool. You've all been cool. But no, you had to be who you are. You understand?
Well, the thing is, I just want to respond to Martin's comment. I don't think, while he may go to the MLS, I don't think the kind of money that he's going to want, he's going to get in the MLS. Because remember, unlike in Europe, the MLS has a salary cap. So there are very few teams. He'd have to go to a team that does not already have one of their 3 designated players spots filled. It's 2? I know it's 3 at some point.
Yeah, as far as I was concerned, I thought it was 2. But if he's coming, they will find a way to release one of those designated players. They'll find a way. If he's coming,
And
it's the same thing the Glazers were thinking. Marketing purposes, yeah, they'll easily get rid of one of those designated players to bring him in.
And it's usually one of 2 teams he will go to. He'd either go to Inter Miami or he'd go to one of the LA teams. And more than likely, he's going to go to the Galaxy. Because that's where all the quote-unquote big stars go.
So, guys, on to our second to last topic of the day now. On the record right now. Which United player will have the most successful World Cup? Not just in terms of winning it, but just overall making a good impression for themselves. So, for anybody on the panel and anybody watching right now who's not aware of which players we have at the World Cup, we've got Diogo Dalot, Shaw, Varane, Casemiro, Maguire, Ronaldo, Hannibal, Fred, Bruno, Palestri, Eriksen, Rashford, Malacia, Telles, Anthony, and Martinez.
I'll have to say Eriksen and God boy, it pained me to say this, but I'll say it anyway. I think Eriksen and Maguire. I think
Robert?
Eriksen and Maguire.
I was gonna say Maguire, but no, that would only be for jokes. Only for jokes. I would say Casemiro and Fred. Because I believe Brazil will go very deep.
Sorry, guys, I messed up. What did I miss? My laptop started acting up.
So, which United player will have the most successful World Cup?
Well, part of me wants to say Bruno because I think, if they're freezing Ronaldo out the team, he might probably thrive a little more. But I'll have to go with Chad and say probably Lisandro Martinez because I think this will probably be a big World Cup for him. Especially, he'll want to make an impact, especially with Argentina also seemingly looked at as favorites to win this World Cup too. So my money's on Lisandro Martinez.
Robert, you won already?
Yeah, I said Fred and Casemiro.
Fred and so Brazil. Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, depending on how far Portugal progresses in the competition, I am still going with Dalot, who is also in contention right now for my player of the season for United. I think he's just been having such a great season so far, and I think it will also progress into the World Cup. So I think that
he's going to be in that starting 11.
Well, he started the last few games for Portugal.
Okay, all right. I haven't watched Portugal for a while, so.
He played today too and assisted Bruno in the game against Nigeria they had.
Okay.
And now, gentlemen, moving on to, last but not least, our favorite topic of the evening right now. Top Shotter and Boo Boo Man. So for those of you who are not aware, Top Shotter is a man, woman, whatever, who could do no wrong right now during this week. Everything they touch turns to gold. They just walk on water right now. Boo Boo Man is a complete opposite. Just everything that can go wrong for them is going wrong. They're just having an absolutely horrible week. It's just you would not want to be that person right now. So being the host right now, I will go last on this one. Greg B, start us off.
This pains me to say this, but the top shotter for me this week is Piers Morgan because he's getting all the attention that he wants right now. He's creating all this drama. He's doing everything that he can to get these clicks and these views. He's basically doing everything that's happening right now. He's getting exactly what he wants out of it. So yeah, he's got a top shot of the weekend. Everybody's eating it up and falling for it hook, line, and sinker. The Boo Man, obviously, Mr. Temper Tantrum himself, Cristiano Ronaldo, because throwing your manager and your teammates under the bus the way you did, it's not a look. It's not a good look, my friend. I'm sorry. Get a whole L today.
Courtney?
I will agree with Greg. Cristiano Ronaldo is the boob man of the week. My top shotter for the week is Garnacho. He gave us. I really and truly didn't think that he would have get to that ball. In my heart of hearts, I was like, oh, what kind? In my heart of hearts, I was like, Christian, what kind of ball is that you get out, man? What kind of hospital pass is that, boy? And to take that out of seemingly nothing and to turn it into a match winner. Yeah. Carlton, we all know Jack was winning and get extradited. It was just a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that year play right now. Man do have a leg to stand up on. So that's my top shot on Boo Boo Man for the week.
Robert, what say you?
I would start with my top shotter first. Unfortunately, it had to be Arsenal. Because these guys, they are no longer the elephant in the tree. They are where they are.
Not yet.
They look.
I disagree.
Have to
hold on.
I understand all that, but
one question.
Go ahead.
Before you go ahead, Robert. Right?
Go ahead.
The saying is, the person who is usually at the top of the table at the end of December,
Right.
is usually the midway point, is the
Right.
person who usually wins.
Yes.
We're in November.
We
I
know
know. Right.
It have plenty branches for them to fall off of.
No, but okay. Remember, the next game is, I believe, Boxing Day, right?
Mhm.
Right.
And then they have no other game until after New Year's, right? Correct or wrong? I don't know.
Not sure.
Okay,
Well-
but if there's not,
Mhm.
right? Even if Arsenal lose their game on Boxing Day, they will still be first.
Well,
And I remember they have 5 points ahead of City. And
They still have City to play.
correct, but I think now we can't talk about Arsenal now being an elephant. I think people kind of have to give Arsenal the little small bit of dues because they're not there by happenstance no more. It's not happenstance no more. It is not. It's not.
If they wanted to, they could go and stand up outside in the night and let the dew drop the hits
Well,
from there.
hey,
That's the only dew they're getting right now. Not
Look,
from me.
I am not happy
Not from
saying
me.
what I'm saying. I'm not happy saying what I'm saying. But if it's one thing that I have always been able to do is see different points of view. And unfortunately, right, I have seen a lot of people say it, a lot of Manchester fans say it begrudgingly, and understand that, look, Arsenal are where they are. Right? I wish it was us. I wish that we had that kind of stand and that is where we were, but we're not. So I have to give Arsenal their props for the first time and hopefully the last time. Because I pray that after the World Cup they all just come back down to earth. I hope so. But my top shotter is Arsenal. And my boo-boo of the week, it was a toss-up between Jack and Liverpool because of where they are. But I still have to give my boo-boo at the end of the day to my boy here. You understand? Because you had to go by Piers Morgan. By all people, by Piers Morgan, dog. Piers Morgan. You understand? Yes, Greg. Robbie eyes, Greg. You understand? Because again, go ahead. But I have to give it to him.
I find that figure was pointing more to your direction. I think else, I want to make sure you point in the right thing.
Try and be quiet now, right? Let me talk. Right? Because you don't check me already about you come and beat me up because you
Sir,
right?
I didn't make any threat to you. Let's set the record straight. Let us set the record straight.
Anyway,
Devin said that he says maybe the two of us should put on blocks and gloves in the fight. I've been jibbing. I said I've just been jibbing. I didn't threaten you. I didn't say anything to you in that regard.
Guys, this is Top Shot and Boo Man. Robert, finish your Boo Man.
Right. Thank you very much.
I'm
just saying that the man chose the wrong way to do what the man did. You understand? You chose the wrong way, man. You chose the wrong way. You understand? You chose the wrong way. And I can't give you no props. I mean, other things that you said in the interview were correct. Other things that you said were correct. Other things that they said in the interview were very selfish. They were very self-serving to you and only you. Right? You could have said so many things, so many different ways, but you chose to make so many things about you. Right? And you have to take. You say you don't like to be criticized, but dog, everybody in the world has to be criticized. Everybody, including you. So, unfortunately, as much as I love Ronaldo and I'm a fan of the man, you have to take your palm. When you were great, but now you have to take your palm and take a beat like everyone else. You understand? So that's my boo-boo.
And now saving the best for last, me. So I will start now with my top shotter, and I have to give it to Ivan Toney. So you go from getting snubbed for a World Cup selection when we all knew that you should have been in there. And what was your response? You go out and you score a brace.
Dev, you really giving it to Ivan Toney even after those betting allegations came up?
Oh boy, man's gamble.
I for one will always maintain the stance of innocent until proven guilty. And I also have an issue with the FA going and doing these retroactive bans they've been doing lately. So it's if that was really the case, the stuff that happened should have been dealt with then. So I am still going off of that is how I want all of my players to respond. You say you get a little bit of adversity, you come back and you go out and you score a brace like that. So I got to give my top shout out to Ivan Toney. For my boo man, I have to give it to FIFA. So you are said the World Cup has not even started yet. And how many controversies have we already seen just in this week alone? Between with all the rights for people wanting to have their flags, people wanting to do whatever they want, drinking beers, facilities not being up to par, everything else, journalists threatening to have their cameras broken and all this stuff too. And you still no issue with that. All they want to say now after all this is just focus on the football.
Well, yeah, I saw this today that they started to complain about the food because apparently they were running some test games in the stadiums and the food was bad.
Yeah, but again, this whole Qatar thing is again just money. Just money.
Exactly.
You can't come and talk about we care about everybody, right? But you don't because it is in Qatar. Qatar don't care about everybody.
Well, so essentially you're agreeing with me.
Yeah.
It's wrong. Yeah. I wouldn't say that Qatar doesn't care about anybody. I think
No. I said they don't agree with everybody.
All right.
They don't agree with everybody. including the.
I would say that they bounce their head on a different kind of level, and the turnout, they will still have people that will go to the World Cup, but the turnout that they would usually have and the level of interest that they would usually have is going to be not as great as it usually is. Because remember, the World Cup is usually during a time where kids are home, people are on vacation, there's a general slowdown in the day-to-day operation. I don't know if they'll get that same kind of response with it being in the middle of a season. Especially with the slowdown, the already anticipated slowdown that is going to happen when Christmas season already is starting.
Correct. Well, guys, it's definitely been a great, interesting show. Stay tuned. Next week, we'll have the official weigh-ins for Grigby and Robert. So, Courtney and I will be the officials from the sidelines for this one.
Sir, speak for yourself. If that's the case, I'll be watching on YouTube like everybody else.
Devin played promoter. See what's going on here, so you know who to blame, Robert.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget about our new giveaway now for signed, framed, authenticated Eric Cantona, yes, the King poster. Guys, it's the United Hour.